Hey everybody, welcome back to Geeks and Freaks and day 8 of our Halloween countdown. Luigi's Mansion is a fan favourite Mario title, released for the Nintendo Gamecube between 2001 and 2002. The Wikipedia page for Luigi's Mansion describes it as an action-adventure game, but it's hard to generalise the game that much, because the gameplay, story and atmosphere that we experience are pretty unique for this title. The story begins with Luigi, ill-fated scaredy-cat brother of everyone's favourite plumber Mario, who has won himself a sweet no-strings-attached mansion out in the middle of nowhere. Despite not actually having entered any mansion winning competitions, Luigi decides to head over and check out his new digs, only to find that not only is the mansion completely haunted, with every room filled to the brim with ghosts and ghouls, but his brother Mario has also been kidnapped while visiting the house earlier on. So for his first big adventure, Luigi steps in to clear the House of Spirits and save his dear Italian brother. Soon after arriving in the mansion, Luigi will bump into old Professor E. Gadd, a Doc Brown meets Peter Venkman style character who has spent the best part of his life developing a variety of ghost catching tools, a few of which he bestows upon his new pal Luigi. The most important of these tools is the Poltergust 3000, a vacuum cleaner which acts as a combination of the proton packs and ghost traps from the Ghostbuster series, sucking in and capturing whatever ghost Luigi encounters in his adventures. While this not only provides Luigi with a much needed main weapon as he traverses the spooky mansion, it's also critical to the main gameplay element. The Poltergust 3000 controls in much the way you'd expect. As Luigi moves from room to room, he'll have to clear the area of ghosts. To do this, players will press down on the right trigger to turn the vacuum on, whilst using the C stick to control the direction of the nozzle. When the ghost is in your grasp, you'll have to think fast, pull the nozzle away from the ghost, while also controlling Luigi to avoid any traps the ghost drop to try and knock you down. This starts easy, but as the game progresses, ghosts will require more and more sucking, and will drop more and more traps before they'll give up and get sucked in. Mastering the art of quickly reacting to the ghost movement becomes key to successfully clearing an area. Another key item is your trusty old flashlight. Ghosts will not react if you try and suck them up when they're paying attention, so much like our old friend Alan Wake, Luigi must use his flashlight to stun and disorientate enemies for a short period of time, allowing a brief window when Luigi can start using the Poltergust. Getting used to using the vacuum and flashlight in tandem is tricky at first, but once you're used to it, it's a powerful tool in your adventure. Aside from the vacuum based combat, the game plays somewhat similarly to the original Resident Evil. Sure, the horror is really toned down and you're not going to be anywhere as near on edge, but the basic gist of the gameplay is the same. Rooms will be locked early on and require Luigi to backtrack back and forth multiple times as he unlocks new ability, clears puzzles and kills bosses. The puzzles here are however completely different to anything you'd see in Resi. Instead of the thoughtful, logical puzzles, Luigi's Mansion requires players to search for clues on how to defeat certain ghosts, with various less common ghosts only appearing or only being catchable after certain actions are performed. For example, a ghost that only appears after all the candles in the room are blown out or rather sucked out by the vacuum. Luigi can use a combination of the Game Boy Horror, a Game Boy Color clone which shows certain ghost weaknesses as well as searching the environment for clues, which become progressively more difficult to figure out as the game goes on. The game is incredibly spooky but in sort of a silly way. With its gothic architecture, ghostly archetypes and not to mention spooky music that will get stuck in your head, the game is a traditional Halloween romp that swaps out traditional scares for a more Scooby-Doo-esque feel. Luigi's Mansion showcases some fun gameplay which demonstrates that Luigi can really hold his own as a protagonist. The gameplay does get a little repetitive, but the combination of sporadic bosses and puzzles do just about enough to hold your attention for a few hours. The game was the most successful Nintendo Gamecube launch title and still holds up to this day, so if you're looking for a Halloweeny affair that doesn't take itself seriously, this should be right up your alley.